Hi, Queen. It's Melissa Knox Brunson of thequeencode.com. And my question for you today is, can you do the impossible? You know, as women, we've played some very powerful roles over the course of time. You can even go back to ancient times when you look at some of the most powerful, prosperous, thriving, successful, peaceful civilizations. There were always ones with women in key strategic leadership positions. Take ancient Egypt, for example. The king ruled, but the queen reigned. She was considered to be the direct source of power and wisdom to the throne. When you think about the fact that the royal lineage came through a woman, the role of queen mother became very coveted and very important. There was the high priestess, there was the great oracle. These were women who were consulted by the greatest of the greats. These were women who were considered to be great prophets and great seers. And their divine intuition and their counsel actually steered nations. And when I think about our gifting and our beautiful innate gifts as women, you know, that gift of prophecy, that gift of seeing, that gift of divine intuition is one that we've really allowed to fall by the wayside. There's a trend that I'm seeing today in women. Women are very timid and shy about owning that part of themselves. There's the fear of, you know, what will someone else think, or the fear of the unknown, of stepping up and stepping out into that gifting. But that gift of divine intuition, of prophecy, of seeing, the ability to call forth, that gifting is really one of our most powerful. And collectively, we can't own our power until we own and honor that part of ourselves. You know, one of my favorite stories in the Bible is where the prophet Ezekiel is led to the middle of this valley, and he's led there by spirit. And in that place, there's nothing but dry bones all around him. And God says to him in that place, he says, "Son of man, can these dry bones live?" And Ezekiel says, "I don't know, only you know." And God says to him, "I want you to prophesy to these dry bones and speak life to them." And he basically gives him instruction of what to tell the dry bones and how they're to come together. And Ezekiel prophesies as he was commanded. You know, Queen, right now, every day, all day, the Spirit is speaking to us. The universe is speaking to us. Our heart is speaking to us. Our heart speaks to us, and basically it's encouraging and urging us to step up to our highest. But when we see that big vision, when we see our destiny, when we get that divine instruction, sometimes it can seem so big that it seems impossible. And for that reason, we don't follow through. But Queen, it is time to do the impossible. So I'm asking you, what's that big vision? What's that dream? What's that destiny that you see right now? What's your heart trying to show you? It doesn't matter how big it is. It doesn't matter how big it seems. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are. When you think about the prophet Ezekiel, the story says that he was in the middle of the valley. Now, I'm not an expert on valleys, but when you think about what a valley is, the middle of the valley has to be the lowest of the low. So, Queen, it doesn't matter what your circumstance is. You have power that you are not using. It's time to rise up and own that gifting of calling forth, own that gifting of seeing. It's time to rise up and own that gifting, because that's who we are. And many times when we see that big vision, when our heart is speaking to us, when we're getting the divine instruction, because it seems so big and so impossible, many times the first thing that happens is that our head says, how? Right? Our head says, how? How is this possible? That's not logical. How am I going to do this? But Queen, as our head is saying how, our heart is saying who? Who are you? You are a queen. You are a woman of big vision. You are a great seer. You are a woman that has the ability to manifest by your birthing power. And as I said, as women, we played some very key major roles over the course of time. And Queen, that word time is really important because time is not linear. You know how we're taught in school the chronology of things, and we're taught that things happen in a certain timeline. But Queen, time is not linear. Time is more in a circle. And Queen, the time has come that we're really coming back to who we are as women. We're really beginning to rediscover that power. We're really beginning to own ourselves and remember who we are. So Queen, it's not about the how, because the how will show itself when you stand up and own and remember who you are as Queen. Remember that it's your divine birthright to have the ability to call forth. So don't worry about the how first, because that will show itself when you begin to make the decision to own who you are as a woman, to own who you are as Queen. So I'll ask you, Queen, can these dry bones live? By the divine power that's in you, can you do the impossible? You absolutely can. You absolutely can do the impossible. And Queen, now is the time to listen to that divine instruction that you've been getting, to really own that vision, to really own that power that can not only transform you, that has the ability to transform the world. It's time to own that. Listen to that divine instruction. Be bold and courageous, Queen, and prophesy as you were commanded. That's my message for you today. In the meantime, Queen, I have a wonderful gift for you. If you go over to my site at www.thequeencode.com, you can get a copy of the audio, Queen, You Were Born to Succeed. And in this audio, you're going to really get the blueprint for how you can not only finish 2012 strong, but really step into your power in 2013 and beyond, because Queen, it is time. And I'm really excited about what's happening within us and also around us. So go and get your free audio at www.thequeencode.com, and I'll talk to you soon.